Alright, welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to... Oh, no, this is another Mechlab Monday. Haha! Alright, so we have done basically every start for Mechlab Monday, so I think what I'm going to do is, until I start Challenge Run Mark III, I'm just going to do Mercenary start, because it's got the widest variety of mechs that you can get. And also it starts you at a random spot as far as... Oh, no, that's right. They changed it so it does start an outreach every time. Speaking of Republic of the Sphere, what faction is that?
Hello, Commander.
What?
The Aggo may not be fully functional yet, but she's space
Republic of the Sphere? Excuse me? Buffer state created in the wake of the Word of Blake Jihad, keeping the peace in the heart of the inner sphere. Okay. So most of my knowledge of the Battletech lore is mostly from the different Wars of Secession and the Clan Invasion, and this apparently is a thing from after the Clan Invasion. I guess Word of Blake caused some mischief, and the schism, however you say the word, in Comstar resulted in Comstar no longer being the definitive Merrick Stewart Commonwealth. What? Huh. Interesting. And then Steiner. Lyrans survive everything. Draconis Combine, Federated Sons, and Capellans. Okay. So the Merrick Great House apparently combined with something. And does that mean this is the offline map, by the way. So this is not impacted by the online war shenanigans. But yeah, we definitely have the clanners. And yeah, interesting. Republic of the Sphere, huh? I wonder if they are running tech. Oh no, that means my my tier list is outdated. Well, I guess it's still adequate for the old star map, the pre-invasion star map. Huh? I might have to do a little bit of research and do a new tier list for the new age star map. Clan Novacat. Just like one little planet, one system in Draconis Combine. Man, I might also have to brush up on my lore, like my post-invasion, post-jihad war lore is lacking. And Taurian, yep, Taurian Concordate will survive everything. Because if you just nuke them enough, they usually go away. What is this faction? Regillan Fives? No kidding. Okay, so Merrick actually split. Got it. Huh. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to like do some research and do a tier list for this star map. Didn't even notice up till now. I've mostly been doing, you know, random stuff. Yeah, cool. So that's on the to-do list. As if I needed more things on my to-do list. It's fine. Anyway, as we do in Mechlab Mondays, power systems purchase immediately, always, every time. Power systems first. Then let's check out what mechs we have.
Pretty great, right? Set up like this, there's nothing I can't.
Great is not exactly the word I would use, but it's manageable. We did get 3 mediums with our mercenary start, so that's pretty cool. But then we also have 2 20-tonners, and the mediums we got aren't exactly great. 2 missile, 2 energy, 1 support hardpoint each on the 45-tonners, and then the Hunchy, of course, 1 giant ballistic inside torso, right? Yep. Oh, okay, it's the AC-10 Hunchy. This one's actually a much better starting mech than the AC-20 Hunchback, just because it has so many more support weapons. because if you're firing enough lasers, you'll hit some of them. Also, it has way too much ammo. It only needs one of those bins, so we can already make improvements on the hunt sheet. But before we do, as we do in Mechlab Monday, let's get our soldier gear. We actually, hold on. So we have the Hunchy that has the single ballistic hardpoint. So the UAC-5 is likely not going to get used. Because the UAC-5 is going to be, I believe, heavier than the AC-10 and brings a jam chance and all of that. 2 PPCs with a double heatsink kit is very interesting. Because we have both the stealths that each only have 2 energy hardpoints. So a big energy weapon is a great way to have the medium mech weight tonnage be used more effectively with only 2 energy and 2 missile hardpoints. That said, an LRM-20 is also really good at soaking up weight. But again, without the double heatsink kit, like that's... If it was just 2 PPCs, UAC-5 with ammo, LRM-20 with ammo, and you just get a double heatsink kit, then this would be a much more compelling, discussion, consideration. But, like, double heatsink kit's just so good at the start of the game. It's just so good. Alright, so, we got ourselves hypervelocity 20 ammo. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. 3, 4, 5 double heat sinks, a double heat sink kit, TSM, 3 masks. I'm sure if this is your first time, yeah, masks, I love masks. They make you go zoom zoom, and even if your pilot's not good enough to effectively use them frequently, the crits go to the legs, so as long as you don't have anything you care about losing in the legs, it's absolutely something you can mitigate. So for those turns, you just gotta go fast. Very useful. PPC Defiance. Plus 30 meters to all range brackets, including minimum range. Not a fan, although it does have ECM jamming of 3. So that effectively, when you hit somebody with this PPC, drops their effective tactics by 6. It's quite impactful. But again, the 30 meter range, like, you gotta make sure you stay way back with that. Artemis ammo, unless we have an Artemis system, completely useless. Mine clearance, not a fan. Although, apparently it still does the... Still does the swarm damage, the 1 guaranteed AoE damage. Is Swarm 2 stability, or is Swarm only 1? Hold on a minute. Oh, they buffed Swarm ammo. I see. This is my first time seeing Swarm since I updated past the last save break. Okay, so Swarm now does 2 area of effect damage, and only minus 50%. So you can still do 4 damage per missile, whether you're firing clan or... Well, that's right, you have to have clan-specific ammo, so this would only be able to be fired out of an inner sphere launcher. But still, potentially doing 4 damage, like you're only losing 1 damage per missile that hits, in exchange for doing 2 damage guaranteed across everyone in the target. That's really good now. I wonder if they still have the improved Swarm. Or if that's just the new Swarm and all Swarm is improved, basically. Fast cam mortar. Okay. So each shot drops 8 mines, which means if you're firing a mortar 8, that's 64 mines. So quite good. 35% chance to trigger, though, so not great. No chance of chain detonation or linked detonation. Oh, wow. So they made mines much more advanced. This is also my first time checking out mines. 3 primary and 2 AoE damage. That's pretty cool, actually. Inferno, good old Inferno SRM ammo. Yep. Very reliable for overheating. LRM ammo, if they're... It can give you an accuracy bonus if it, for example, bumps an extreme range shot down to long range or long range down to optimal range. But it does have the issue of increasing the range, the minimum range, by 90, which is a lot. And I think that's on top of the 30% to all range brackets. So you're dealing with a massive minimum range. So obviously not the only type of ammo you want to put in a mech. You would definitely want to have this only as an option, not as the primary payload. Sensors. I actually really like LRM sensors early game, because those sensor pings from them running over the mines, like, yeah, it does a little bit of damage, but that's not the point. The point of it is, if they run across the entire minefield, they're going to get pinged so many times that you're guaranteed to not have the no sensors penalty. Unless they changed how it works, but I don't see why they would have, because it was never, like, exactly strong in the first place. Rack 5 double bin, that's enough to run a Rack 5 if we have one. Although, early game, your mech warriors do not have the ability to deal with the recoil or the jam chance. Still a great weapon system, though. Even if you're only firing it like ×3, it's still a very good weapon system. Remote sensor dispenser. I have never used them. I've always wanted to. I've always tried to. Many Mechlab Mondays, I have put them on a mech and forgotten to use them. Let's see if that holds up. +5 tactics when activated. Okay, so it also got buffed. Yeah, we're definitely going to throw those on a mech. LK ammo, cool. One of the best early game ammos you can get, just because, yeah, you don't need any kind of special launcher. You just slap them on and get +1 accuracy. And AMS isn't super common early game. Small laser. UAC 20 safe. 4 shots. That's never going to see use. Small pulse laser. Very nice to see that, actually. Small pulse lasers, especially early on when battle armor and protomechs are more common as the actual enemy. Because, like, battle armor can drop as attached to other enemies. But, yeah, this being able to just hit battle armor very reliably and, very effectively is very nice. Compact heatsink, okay, without the kit, that's useless. Double bin of AMS ammo, okay, we're probably not going to be running AMS at the start of the game. Machine gun, tracer, AP, and incendiary, all actually very fun. So, AP machine gun ammo, it does, I believe, 3 damage per shot instead of 2 to armor. And yeah, even though it's got a -50% chance to critical hit, it actually increases the through armor crit chance as well. Not much, but a little bit. So instead of only being able to crit when they're completely, shredded of armor, there's a small chance of getting through. Tracer, just +1 accuracy. Great. Just, again, one of those things you can just slap in early game and just have a slight benefit. And then the heat. So this is probably one of the best machine gun ammo in the game. Yes, it does 1 less damage, but you're not firing machine guns for damage anyway. And if you are, it's against battle armor or vehicles, which take bonus damage whenever you're converting heat damage. So it's just more effective at everything machine guns want to do, and you don't lose any crit chance. So the only actual trade-off is volatility. That and doing, like, no damage to armor, but whatever. Like, the volatility, the chance that it could explode more easily is the biggest thing. But, yeah. Happy to see that. We actually have a UAC 5, a UAC 10... 3 UAC 5s. Well, then. I don't think I saw ammo, though. We got UAC 20 ammo. Yeah. We haven't gotten a UAC 5 ammo yet, but we have 3 UAC 5s, so that's cool. Tiger is the PPC ECM jamming of 2. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had gotten confused by this before. I'm pretty sure this is also the fact that it's 2 slots instead of, what, 4, 3? What's the other PPC? 3, yeah. So 2 slots instead of 3. That's it. It's got the 1 higher ECM jamming, and it's got the 1 less slot taken, which honestly early game isn't a big deal at all. IFF jammer, happy to see it. MRM-10, I don't think we've gotten any ammo yet, so okay. Rack 2 Precision, that's pretty cool, actually. The -1 recoil and evasion ignore, like, yeah, it's more likely to jam, but early game it's probably going to jam anyway, and reducing the recoil and giving the evasion ignore makes a Rack 2 much more viable. Plus, again, early game, since it's going to be jammed for probably half the fight, having 40 shots is plenty. AC-10 Incendiary, that's actually kind of interesting. Active Probe, cool. AMS, Ammo, SRM Counter, cool, sure. LB-10 Cluster, UAC-20. So we got UAC-10 and UAC-5, but we got UAC-20 ammo. Nice. Good old soldier start. LB-5 Cluster. Ah, there we go. We actually... Okay. Okay. I think we might be replacing the AC-10 in the Hunchy with the UAC-5. We'll see. We'll look. There's also an LB-5, and I think I just saw LB-5 ammo. Yeah, LB-5 Cluster. Nice. Okay, so we got options for a Hunchy, which actually maybe even... We also have a Mortar 4. That's interesting. Anyway, with that in mind, let's go look at our mech bay and see what we've got. So we're going to start looking at this. We got 2 ballistic, 1 energy, and 1 ballistic, 2 energy on our little guys. We also have an XL engine and Indo. I think we're probably going to steal that. Although we don't actually have the money to install it. I don't... Actually, do we? Do we? If I rip this XL engine out of the Fireball, which, like, this is ridiculous. The XL engine is saving us 5 tons on the engine core. But for what? 2 medium lasers and a machine gun? And it's got 70 on the side torsos, keeping it from going boom. This is a terrible idea. 100% terrible idea, having an XL on a 20-tonner. Unfortunately, I think that means we need a smaller engine core. Worth noting, though, that 220 core does give it 1117. That is absolutely max evasion. What kind of core do we... We have a 200 on the Hunchy. We've got 3... Wait. Both stealths already have an XL engine. Wow. Okay. So, this Mercenary start is... Oh, man, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. Do we actually have Hypervelocity 2 ammo? Because I saw we got a Hypervelocity 2, and I've been meaning to test that. Did we get the ammo for it? No. We got 5, 10, 20. We did not get 2. Does the store maybe have it, actually? I would love to try the Hypervelocity 2, because unless I'm mistaken... Yeah, there's no hypervelocity ammo. Unless I'm mistaken, the 3% 3% misfire chance is completely negated as long as you have 4 gunnery. Now, keep in mind, gunnery can be reduced when you take an injury or whatever, so you're gonna have to be careful. But in theory, should be able to run a Hyper 2 without it exploding ever. Side note: 6.6 million for a Wolverine, 18.5 for a King Crab. That's amazing. The stores are so much better than vanilla. Okay. We have a 360 core. We got a 120 core. A 120 core on a 20-tonner would be 669 versus 710 on a 140 core. I think that's what we go with. And then we need a couple heat sinks. Well, actually, no, we have the double kit. Something with singles is going to get doubles, and I think it's going to be the Hunchback. Because these guys, they already have a mask as well. And double heat. You know what? I talked smack about these stealths, but no, that's They already have Indo. They already have XL engines. They're already running 315 cores with double heat sinks. Like, wow. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. Okay. So yeah, that definitely means Hunchy's getting the double heat sinks. So, let's start with that, because we know we're doing that. And with the double heat sink kit, that means we can drop all these heat sinks and just put in the 2 engine heat sinks, which should be adequate since it's a Hunchy. I do really want to put that XL and Indo in here as well. Okay. Before we actually do that, let's strip out the heat sinks that we know we're not going to use anymore. Yeah. Let's put our smaller core. So 140 core. Drop the XL. Our tonnage is now fine, and actually, we can afford to armor up a bit. So that's nice. Is there anything we want to do here other than just armor up? Out of curiosity, on a 20-tonner, how much is a mask? A mask is 1 ton. Okay. So we could actually put a mask on this. We could actually put a mask in here. Put the heat sinks in the side torso. I think the mask will actually serve better than 1 ton of armor, just because it's such a lightweight mech. Like an extra 10 armor on center and legs and 5 on each side torso is not gonna save this thing. If it gets hit, it's doomed, basically. And we got plenty of masks, so might as well. So now we got 7, 10, but we can kick this on to go 14. Yeah. Oh, wait. Heat sinks. We need heat sinks. Some more heat sinks. 5. We need 5. Actually, I'll toss that over there. Because, yeah, we're fine on heat. 100%. So even if we lose 3 of our heat sinks, we're still fine on heat. And those will help buffer to keep the machine gun ammo from popping, hopefully. Alright, that's our fireball ready. It still has the Indo. You know what, that's fine. That's fine, I want to play with the mask. So let's play with the mask. Alright, how much is this going to cost? We can do it. Barely, but we can do it. Alright. Heatsink double. And actually, we could put that 220 core. Does that actually change? Okay, so with the 200 core, we got 4.6. 220 bumps us up to basically the exact same. So that would only impact us if we were going up or down elevation or over rough terrain. Because the amount you'll see, for those of you who don't know, it's 100 meters, 150. With the 220, it becomes 110 meters, 165. 5 hex move, I believe, is 120 meters. Don't quote me on that, but we're just shy of it. So if we're running down a slope, we would actually get the 5 hex move. Whereas if we're going up a slope, this would not drop to 3 basically ever. Rough terrain, I forget what the modifier is, but basically having an incrementally larger engine core that isn't, you know, a full step up is still beneficial. It's just not always beneficial. It's just beneficial in certain circumstances. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and look about replacing this AC-10 with something more fun. And I am leaning towards the UAC-5. So, in addition to being longer range, it's also 3 tons lighter. And instead of doing 60 damage, single shot still does 45. So absolutely, we're gonna run the UAC-5. We unfortunately do not have... We do not have case, specifically case 2. But, yeah. I'm gonna toss the ammo in the leg. If it explodes, it will travel up to the side and into the center. So maybe we don't lose the whole mech if it explodes. Maybe. TSM has no tonnage. If we start overheating, it's just some slots that we're using, and it'll give us more movement if we start overheating. Also gives us double carry capacity, but we don't have anything to carry, really. No, no handheld weapons that I'm aware of. Right? Nope. Nope. Alright. So we actually have a lot of tonnage because of that XL. It's almost a shame. Actually, we also have a lot of cooling because of the double heatsink kit. Which one? We don't really care about slots. The minimum range is problematic. 120 meter minimum range. That's manageable, but our optimal with the medium lasers is 180. That said, max range 840 instead of 720. So we'd be able to start shooting with it before we could even start shooting with UAC-5. And I do like the ECM jamming of 3. But again, the minimum range is just problematic. So we're going to drop that in. So we've replaced the AC-10 with a UAC-5 and a PPC. Nice. Alright. And obviously the extra heat, the extra cooling will go in the arm. Because if we lose the PPC, we don't need the extra cooling anymore. So we're now up to 72 heat sinking, 68 alpha strike. So we're overcooling slightly, which means if we're in a hot biome, we'll still be fine. And that's assuming we're still firing all the lasers. Speaking of the lasers, we're going to replace the small laser with, I think, the ER small. Just so it's also in line with the medium laser range. So now all of our lasers fire at 360. Which, you know, the longer range is really nice on a slower moving mech, which 4.6 early game is fairly slow. And I think that's about all we're going to do other than just armor up. Oh, yeah, probe. Definitely. That's definitely a good idea. We will absolutely toss a probe in there. So, active probe for a mere half a ton. Increases our sight and sensor range. Counters ECM stealth by 1 and gives us a +1 to our sensor detection. Very nice. Very, very nice. Don't have any kind of ECM to throw in, so we're just going to rely on armor for our defenses. But that will make it so it's a little bit harder for people to tear us apart as we walk slowly towards them in a menacing manner. So there's max front armor. Actually, how much is a mask? Nah, 2.5 is too much. Not for a 200 core. Like, it's just that's not worth that amount of tonnage is not worth it for a 200 core. Get those up to 50. Actually, we have an XL, so side torso popping is just as likely to kill us as center. So we'll get those to 55. Center will be 65. Yeah, that's a solid first battle mech. Like, we can also still upgrade this if we get structure, armor, gyro upgrades, like, obviously cockpit upgrades would be nice. But for what it is, for the first mission that we're going to drop on, this is totally respectable. Absolutely respectable. And the remote sensor dispenser I'm going to throw on the faster mechs because, yeah. Yeah, that's Then again, actually, hold on. It's no longer a ping. That's not a ping. That's you pop it and you get sensor sight range, bonus tactics, bonus probe. Okay, so they reworked it. That's interesting. But I think that would wait until we got a structure armor or gyro upgrade, because I think this build is solid at what it does. That said, 39 days and almost 1 million C-bills. Oof. Alright, so we're not going to be able to do a whole ton to these guys, but I know one thing I am doing. Those jump jets gotta go. All the jump jets getting gone. Now, yes, it is viable, especially with 7 jump jets, to be able to jump 7 hexes. But I'd rather sprint 10. And if I kick the mask on, jumping has nothing to do with the mask, so yeah. Especially since we're using tonnage on a mask. Like, it would be viable if I intended to jump with the mech. It would be viable to leave the jump jets and drop the mask instead. But we're not doing that, so. SRM2 Streak, SRM6. I would like to consolidate. So actually, before we do this, well, I know I'm doing that, so. Dropping that. And, let's see. Store. Was there an SRM? I don't recall. There's ELRMs, which are for very, very long-range shooting. And an ELRM 10 with an ELRM 5, that's 11 tons to shoot 15 missiles. That's an LRM 5, SRM 4. I'll buy an SRM 4.
New weapon systems available.
Happy to see it, honestly. Okay. So. If we're doing this, dropping that, and replacing it with an SRM 4, then we can drop this SRM ammo in favor of... Where is it? There we go. LK and Inferno. Yes, I could just replace it with the LK. Get 10 alpha strikes with just the LK. But, the Inferno gives us an interesting tool for a toolbox. We do not want to put it in the leg. We do not. If you're running a mask, do not put ammo in your legs. Because the crits go to legs includes ammo if it's there that can then explode. So, yeah, don't put ammo in the legs. Actually, wait. Hold on a second. We have 2 of the exact same thing. We have 2 of the same thing. Which means this also has an SRM 6. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. I would love to have 3 missile hard points to be able to run SRM 16, but that's not in the cards, and that's fine. Because we do now have 2 SRM 6s, and again, going with LK and Inferno. So, yeah. We have all the missiles in the world. We're never going to run out of ammo. We have more chance of exploding than we do of running out of ammo. So, we could actually throw an AMS on. Like, we're already risking ammo explosions anyway. It's viable. We have 2 tons, though. 2 tons, we only have the double bin of AMS ammo, right? Yeah. So no, we would not be able, unless we dropped half a ton somewhere. So that's fine. That's fine. Also, the Beagle probe, would absolutely be great to put on the Hunchback once we get some Indo or something into the Hunchback. But for now, this is definitely going to be a very short range, get up in your face kind of mech. So the small pulse laser makes a lot of sense, trades some range and a teeny bit of damage for accuracy. A lot of accuracy. Other than that, I think it's just armor up. I think I will give it the remote sensor dispenser and the IFF jammer. Yeah. And then a ton of armor. So we do have to keep in mind this thing is running in XL. And if it's running in close, that means it's going to probably be getting shot in the back on occasion. So back armor is actually more important, I think, than maxing front. Like, I think that is actually viable. Arguably, remote sensor dispenser might be better off not being included. But we're going to try it anyway. I really want to try it, so... the small pulse is the same tonnage as the medium we pulled out. We could also trade the SRM-6 for the SRM-4 and get that little bit of extra armor. But I think for the first mission we'll be fine. Probably. I don't think the extra 15 in the front and 10 on the sides is going to save us, to be fair.
Right.
Alright.
I'll get it in the schedule.
There's a build finished. Now this. I think instead of ripping out the jump jets, I'm actually going to rip out the mask. And I think I'm going to give this thing a PPC and LRMs. How many LRMs do we have? We have an LRM 20. Okay. We have an LRM 20. That's hilarious. And the PPC Defiance has the same minimum range as the LRM 20. Oh no, it's actually shorter than the LRM 20's minimum range. So yeah. Can we do it, is the question. Like, do we actually have the ability to do that? I don't think so. I think it's just too much of an ask. We still need ammo for the LRM 20, and then that's... There's no way we fit a PPC in beside the LRM 20. Okay, so what does it look like if we just put the PPC first? We would have 3.75 tons left over. That would be enough for what? LRM 5? It's 2 tons. LRM 10 is 5 tons, I want to say. We might be able to squeeze an LRM 10 in. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. So we've got basically 4 tons, definitely. Maybe 5 we can squeeze. So 4 tons, that's... Yeah, that's extreme range, but... Unless you're firing at, you know, extreme range. So you're basically... so long range is between optimal and 75% of max range. Which means in order to start getting the increased damage from the ELRM, we would need to be firing at beyond 1,000 meters, basically. It would require us to be firing at extreme range. Now, sadly, there's only an LRM 5. Interestingly, if we get 2 LRM 5s, we can actually make that work. PPC plus dual LRM 5s would be 4 tons on the LRMs plus a ton of ammo. So I'm definitely going to buy that.
New weapon system.
And I think I'm going to wait until we get to the next planet before I commit to that build. We got plenty of time. We have only 1 mech bay at the moment. Ooh, there's actually AMS ammo. That's interesting, if I want to run the AMS. If I was actually going to continue this playthrough, I absolutely would buy at least 1 bin of the AMS ammo, just so I have the option for 1.5 tons to slot in the AMS. But as it is, since I just dumped almost 1 million C-bills on day 1, I'm going to hold off on that. Also, in the barracks, is there anyone I don't care about?
Commander.
So, Astro, Gladiator, Merchant, Dishonest Criminal, Ex-Military Mech Warrior. That's fair. It's a decent Mech Warrior. Ex-Military Commander, Mech Warrior, Technician. Also very decent. Dead Fred, cautious, not a fan, especially early game, but also reckless, which is weird. So, he generates 1 additional evasion, but loses 1 max evasion. Loses 1 accuracy, but ignores 1 evasion. It's interesting. I'm not going to drop him. Exodus, ex-military commander, mech warrior. Perfectly fine. Harold, ex-military mech warrior technician. Getting less fine. Panic, ex-military mech warrior jinx. Okay, so we low rolled really hard on the mech warriors we started with. Ex-military mech warrior, brave, gladiator, officer. Okay, this is an amazing one.
Awaiting orders.
Tate in there, absolutely amazing. What is it? Just a Ronin? Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen them before, so they must be new. Just assuming. All right. Yeah, no, I'm fine with all these mech warriors, unless there's multiple that I want to hire from the hiring hall. There is not. There is not a single Ronin at all. Okay. I mean, I guess I could look at the non-Ronin stuff. Bison has absolutely nothing. Panic is just ex-military. Just honest and just cautious. Wow. Yeah, that's a heck of a low roll on the mech warrior front, but it's fine. Who needs meat if you got good mechs? And yeah, that's all we got here. So since it's definitely not a half skull planet, we are here. It is a 3 skull planet. That's a half skull planet. Moons, tropical world, manufacturing, Comstar presence. That might be some interesting things. It's only 25,000 to get there. Burns through 20 days, which should let us get through our power system upgrade any second now. And there. Cool. So, straight to... Ooh. Ooh, okay, so since we burned 1 million C-bills on day 1, giving the Hunchback the XL engine, we can't go Mech Bay 2. Or can we? We're gonna arrive before the financial report. I think I'm gonna actually drop on 2 missions this episode. Start getting some work done on the Hunchy. 4 days until Mech Bay 2's up.
Those upgrades you asked for are online,
Yeah.
Commander.
So we've got 1 more day till we arrive. And we've got 21 days before the Hunchback's up, 10 days until the Stealth is up. So we're going to swap those. Actually, I messed up. Yeah, because financial report's in 10 days, so the Stealth will not be ready in time unless we don't quite do all the things we did. Wait, this is the Stealth that doesn't even have full weapons.
Be with you in a second.
Wait. Yeah, this is the Stealth. Oh no. That's the Stealth we actually... Okay. How did that happen? That's the Stealth we actually need to be able to drop on a mission. Alright, you know what? Mechlab Monday. Fun times. Alright, so we're going straight to the store. And we're going to sell some stuff. So one of the benefits of the soldier start is, if desperate, sell things. That LB-20, while it's a good weapon system, it is also money. LRM-20, probably never going to have an interest in using that. The PPC Defiance, we're definitely going to use. We're definitely going to use that. Streaks I do love, but the SRM-2 streak is just too small. And again, money. UAC-10, it's going to be a long time before we can manage 20% jam chance or 3 recoil. So we're going to sell it. Oh, that compact heatsink. Yeah, whopping 780 C-bills. Beautiful. And then this should put us over... No, it didn't. It didn't. Okay. You know what? We got extra... Well... I wouldn't actually want to sell the extra masks because at some point one of our masks is likely to get destroyed. But just to not ruin Mechlab Monday, we're gonna do that. Worth noting though, this is the exact reason why you don't do all of your builds on day 1. So that once you get a mech finished, you can drop to get money and things to then build the rest of your team. But yeah, Mechlab Monday special. Just build everything straight out of the gate. Actually, did I even look at the Stinger? Or did I just go, yeah, sure, why not? Also,
New weapon systems available.
20-tonners are about to get stronger. Actually, engine heatsink removal is interesting. That would save us 0.25 tons. Maybe a little bit of extra armor. But more importantly, the biggest use of it is it lets you put another external engine heatsink, which again takes no tonnage because it's an engine heatsink, but it can get crit. So you can put it in a compartment with ammo to reduce the chance of the ammo getting the crit. So engine heatsink removal is a very cool quick sell item. But yeah, there is no LRM-5. That's unfortunate. There is an advanced zoom, but that also kills our financial report. Yep, nope. So yeah, I think we're gonna wait. Again, don't do this. Start of the playthrough, you should absolutely focus on what you can do reasonably quickly. I actually should have just gone extravagant because I'm not going to play past this financial report anyway. So I could have got my mechs done faster. Let's look at the store real quick. See if there is a LRM-5 since the store updates. There's another bolt-on rocket. Actually, bolt-on rocket is 1.5 tons. That's still usable.
New weapon systems.
Remote sensor missile? Sure. Why not? We have like no specialist slots used right now, so. Also no LRM-5. Unfortunate. There's an exchanger though. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need it. Don't need it. Alright.
Nice to see you down.
So, this Stinger, did I actually even look at it? No, I didn't. It's a jumpy, it's got 1 medium laser, 2 machine gun ammo in the center torso. That's a terrible idea. Although, since he's running 2 machine guns, might as well give his machine guns, is it? No, it's there. A little bit more accuracy. There we go. And actually, I'm fine with him having jump jets. It gives him the ability to maybe, like, jump behind a rock or something if he's getting shredded. But as you can see, he has no armor to speak of. So, good times. And honestly, I would rather lose heat sinks than weapon systems. And his arms are going to get open if he gets hit by a single laser. So, we're going to actually do that. Okay. Yep. That's the Stinger. Cool.
Log and note.
Alright, next up. This stealth. Okay. Can we actually afford to do anything? The idea was drop the mask, drop the weapons, give him a PPC Defiance, as well as an LRM-5 pairing. But if all we have is the one LRM-5... Man, we don't even have good LRM ammo. Like, just running Swarm on an LRM-5 is... You know what? No, I'm just not going to build the stealth. I'm not going to drop that stealth on our first mission. It's just going to be the Hunchy, the other stealth, and the two Stinger, or the two 20-tonners. That'll be fine. Oh, also, do we have a vehicle? We do have a vehicle. We have a Scorpion that has an AC-5 and a machine gun. Not too shabby. Alright. Last but not least, jump in here. Now that we've passed the financial report, look and see anyone we can give points to.
Training complete.
Tactics 4, Gunnery 4 if possible. Tactics 4 if not.
Confirmed, Commander.
Standing by.
Tactics 4, Gunnery 4. Beautiful.
Mech warrior training complete.
What can I do for you?
Nothing.
Yes, Commander.
Tactics 4, Gunnery 4. Beautiful.
Training complete.
Commander. I'm honestly actually going to go cautious here. Yes, I know 2 gunnery is awful, but we're going to put him on one of our 20-tonners. And... Ooh, actually, no. The mask needs... The mask needs piloting. Well... So the idea with putting cautious on a light mech is if we get hit at all, we can just reserve to drop the stability damage to make sure we don't get knocked unsteady. And being a light mech, especially a 20-tonner, we're going to have very high initiative regardless, so reserving every round 1 or 2 times is not going to actually cause us to hesitate much. And it does increase... You know what? I'm going to do it.
Commander.
I'm going to do it. Our commander is going to have 5 tactics. Also, we have Lucky. Or Jinxed. Jinxed is the one. +1 evasion gained in max. -1 defense. So it's even worse if we get knocked unsteady. But, yeah. Hopefully we don't. So, there's that. And we cannot level up Tayton. Alright. Also worth noting, since I spent more than a month repairing mechs, since I'm passing the first financial report going into the second, it very much is viable. Where is engineering? It very much is viable to grab the training module 10 days instead of upgrading Mech Bay 2. I just realized I didn't start. Okay. I never started the automation. You know what? It's fine. Doing it live, it's fine. Completely fine. I have no regrets. So this is going to be done in 12 days. This is going to be done in 8 and 8. We'll be done in time. So yeah.
Hey, Commander.
I'm completely fine with everything that's going on right now. Although I do want to give... I do want to give the 20-tonners at least the... No, this one's going to have the bolt-on rocket 15. Actually, how much is the remote? 1 ton. Half ton. Alright. Pair of bolt-on rockets on the fireball. Cool. Nice.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Although that is 3 days of work, but it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. This event apparently is still going on, even though it's long after Halloween. We're just going to ignore it. And once the stealth, I think, is done, I think we'll pop in on the stealth. This is a short range, up in their face kind of type. So we're going to give it a minigun. And that minigun is going to let it get up in there, unload with the SRMs, and then potentially crit them out with the minigun. That sounds fun. We're going to do that.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Alright, and then we still have the remote sensor dispensers, which I think I'm going to put on the Hunchy. because I don't really know how they work. I think they're like mines. I think it's like a one-shot. Yeah, it's sensor mines. It's it's 5 salvos actually. But yeah, absolutely. We have literally nothing else, so might as well. Yep, cool. Alright, and with all that done, we should be able to drop on a mission, no problem. So, 3 days there, 3 days there, 3 days there, 3 days there. Yeah. We'll be done in plenty of time for the financial report. Not even close, baby. Alright. So, I think that is everything. We have our Hunchy, which is just quite beastly, to be fair. Like, this is a lot. For literally like half skull, 1 skull, 1.5 skull territory, this is a solid mech. Its accuracy needs work. Cockpit components would definitely be the highest priority here. Tonnage increases, basically just upgrade weapons a little bit or whatever, but primarily accuracy is the thing that this would need. Also ECM once you can get some, but whatever, it's fine. The stealth. This thing looks fun. It looks so fun. The SRMs, the mask, just running in. Hopefully it works well, and we can have some fun. Pop the remote sensor. Yeah. Now, the remote sensor dispenser, part of what it does is 300% increased sensor and sight range, which doesn't really matter when you're running all short-range weapons. So, the primary and really the only benefit we're getting out of this 1 ton expenditure is the +5 tactics. So, like, yeah, also the probe in case the enemies have ECM or stealth, but primarily the tactics increase. So, cool. The Stinger. This thing, oh boy. This thing is gonna get so shredded so fast. Yeah. Just yeah. It's gonna get so burned up. And then the Fireball. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to replace the machine gun ammo with the incendiary machine gun ammo. It's not going to do a whole lot on its own, but we do have the incendiary rocket 5. So we might be able to like give them a little bit of heat trouble for like 1 turn. And I mean, machine guns by default do 2 damage per shot. So you're not really losing a lot of damage. That's at most 6 damage we're losing in exchange for doing up to 6 heat damage. Yeah, it's more volatile, but honestly, if we have an ammo explosion on a 20-tonner, it's dead anyway. So, yeah, the armor piercing could be viable. But no, we're going to go with the incendiary. Alright. Last day, and we're ready to drop. So, there's that. Done. And let's drop into the command center. What do we want to drop on? I'm definitely dropping on a 1.5 skull, even though one of my medium mechs is not available. Recovery is always a great starting mission, because you can, if necessary, get the thing and get out. Whereas the battle, you have to, in order to successfully get paid, you have to kill everything. So, yeah. No, we're going to do the recovery mission. And we're going to go... Actually, that's a good thing to draw attention to here. Our payment's pretty low. We need 386,600 to not just outright lose in 11 days. Our mechs are going to get damaged, so there will be a repair bill. There will be time that needs to be repaired. And if there's too much time, Yeah, I think this is legitimately a a money mission. Okay. Also, fun thing is we get to see what the Republic of the Sphere brings to bear. Alright, and we got a Scorpion as well. So, I think we're definitely going to put our commander on the Fireball? No, Fireball's the one with the mask. The Stinger, then. Yeah. Also, the Stinger has jump jets. Cautious is amazing with jump jets. Okay. Now, who has good piloting? Nobody. Panicked does get the bonus evasion gained in max from Jinxed. And does have 3 piloting. Sure. Sure. Like, we would definitely want somebody with 3 piloting. Honestly, it might have actually been a better idea to give somebody 4 piloting than 4 gunnery, just for the Fireball. But then again, if the mask crits, it's not that big of a deal. Again, it just goes straight to the leg. Unlike the Supercharger, which blows up and makes you unsteady and all sorts of nasty. Bullet Trap. Because I'm definitely liking the military. For the Hunchback, specifically. Military means the PPC will have no recoil, and the UAC-5 will have 1 recoil. If I could have military and lucky, that would be ideal. Actually, hold on. Gladiator's really interesting, actually, on the stealth. I think its weapons are primarily side... Yeah, its arms are just shield arms, but it also has hand... Yeah. Now, she's only 3223, so I'm not going to drop her. Here we have Cautious and Reckless. A weird combination. But actually a pretty good combination on a tank. Cool. Do we have anyone who's lucky at all? Looking for military lucky, and I'm not seeing it. Alright. Well, in that case, we're going to go 4-3-3-4. Do we want military commander mech warrior? Military commander mech warrior. Sure, we'll go with Bullet Trap, I guess. Well, I guess we'll put Exodus on the other. Sure. Why not? Something like that. And with that, let's go. Alright, here we go. 1.5 skull recovery mission.
Command interface initiated.
Now, I'm not super worried about whether or not we're going to succeed. I'm more curious if the 20-tonners are going to survive. So, what do we have? We have a facility down there. And I personally, on this map, I like going in from the side down here. If they have the high ground, you're able to get behind this ridge pretty quickly. And, yeah. Having them not be able to shoot you is usually a good thing. But I am going to start... Oh, no, that's right. You have a turn to spawn and move. So I'm actually going to start in the spore field, actually. Moving through the spore field gives you bonus defense. So by starting in the spore field and then running through it during the first activation... Ooh, that's a flyer. That's a cobra. Uh-oh.
Yeah?
Uh-oh. Alright. So, our Stinger. Our Stinger is going to... This is the one that does not have the jump jets or mask. All it can do is just run, run, run. So we're actually going to position, I think, there.
Going full throttle.
With 4 evasion and cover. And hopefully that's enough.
Ready for orders.
I wonder if I could have actually moved and gotten in there. So like the Hunchback, I definitely want to move and brace. And kind of keep my distance. But I want to make sure I get maximum evasion possible, because 20% damage reduction is not going to save my 20-tonners. At all. So I can actually sprint for 5. Ooh, 1% fail chance. Not bad. So we can actually sprint for 6 and get behind the ridgeline. Beautiful. If anyone has sight at this point, Fireball will be safe. Ish. Somewhat. Mostly. Kind of. But yeah, hopefully we can actually get our Fireball into something's back. Or drop in the target zone. Even though they will focus fire whoever activates the target zone. Like, if we can get in and get away where they can't shoot us anymore. Okay, here we also have a mask, but I think I'm actually going to wait to use the mask. Because here I can get, instead of sprinting for 4 evasion, with the stealth I can move for 3 and cover and brace. 40% damage reduction for 1 evasion on a medium mech is actually worth it. Although I am kind of standing next to each other for stray shots there, so that's less than ideal. Tanks can't brace, so we just sprint, and honestly, I'd rather them shoot the tank than anything else, so yep. But yeah, so the Spore, +4 difficulty to hit this unit. Yeah. Pretty nice. So actually, let's see who has that. So this is basically 2 extra evasions. So this is a 6 evasion Scorpion. This is a 6 evasion Stinger. This is a 5 evasion Stealth.
Standing by.
And an 8 evasion Fireball. So we're absolutely going to let them take their turn first. I don't know if the Hunchback... I think I dropped the Hunchback out of the Spore Cloud.
Standing by.
Yeah, I didn't get the Spore Cloud on the Hunchback, so I have no problem doing that. I'd rather shoot something that has not yet already acted. But I also don't want to shoot past... I don't want to shoot past my Fireball because stray shots are scary. Sure. Let's shoot the Cobra. Why not? Yeah, there's a chance I hit my own tank, but I'm shooting upward, so... Oh yeah, I can't shoot the remote sensors at a flying unit. But, it's not a good enough hit chance for the UAC-5 to jam on, so we're just gonna do that. Pew! Both of our big shots hit. Impressive. That's impressive. Scorpion... Again? Wait, did we hit ourselves? We hit ourselves. One of the medium lasers hit our Scorpion. Brilliant. Well done. On the bright side, we have a turret, so we could turn that side away from the enemies. But yeah, that's so unfortunate. This is not the, you know, highest... Ooh, he's unsettled. Cool. This is not the highest armor type of tank. Alright, the Stinger. The Stinger can get 4 evasion, but I'm going to wait to do it until they've all acted. Okay, shooting at the stealth, I'm fine with that. Again, 40% damage reduction.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, the Cobra is mostly down. Just gotta keep hitting him from the side. The Scorpion has... Ooh, actually quite a bit of armor, even in the back. Maxim, no idea. This Scorpion has less armor in the back. Alright. 16% on the mask. If the mask pops... Yeah, we're gonna turn the mask off. Because I'm not ready to go in the rescue point yet. I wonder what the hit chance on the Maxim is. Not terrible, actually. But I'd have to shoot him from the side if I go there. Alright, let's do that. I know, this is, you know, mildly dangerous. 4 evasion on a 20-tonner, but it's fine. So this Maxim. This could potentially kill. This could also potentially kill. But I think I'm more worried about the missiles. So we're going to go all in on that.
My short-range missiles are out.
Okay. So we did some damage to the Maxim. Ow. Yep.
I'm taking some serious.
That's a 20-tonner getting shot. Side note, though, for a 1.5 skull mission, we lucked out. It's not going to save the fireball, but for a 1.5 skull mission,
Structure damage.
Standing by.
we're pretty good off, honestly. Yeah, move can't get into the cover. Sprint can.
Got it.
And I think what I'm actually going to do here is save the flyer for the Stinger, because the Stinger's got the 2 machine guns, and a single point of damage will allow the machine guns to crit side toward the side of the Cobra. So I think I am just going to full-blown focus the Maxim, go all in and everything. Actually, hold on. Ooh, does this help? Not noticeably. But +5 tactics does mean increased initiative for next turn.
Yeah.
So there's a chance, actually. Yeah.
Understood. Moving fast.
Yeah. Alright, Tracer. Which means the machine guns are also more accurate. And... no, nothing. Alright.
Yep.
But we do have initiative. So I think I am going to actually... ooh, that actually drops... okay. So that would drop the accuracy of the machine guns because of range. But I can come right up in here and actually have a better hit chance. And just, you know, put my back to the other 2 enemies. But if any of my mechs explodes, I would rather it be the Stinger than anything else. And that got the kill. Beautiful.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Receiving you.
Now, fun times. The Maxim is 61 left on the right. Although it's 2 streak 2s. Like, that is dangerous. That's 40 damage. 40 pretty accurate damage. But if it misses, if it fails to hit, then it would be, you know, potentially less than 40 damage. Whereas this Rex laser, it's just as accurate as the streaks. But it's much more dangerous. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to focus fire the Scorpion. The Quick-Cell Scorpion. Alright, here goes nothing.
I'm here.
Alright. Our right leg is open, so we want to have our left side towards the enemy. And this medium laser Scorpion is much less of a concern. So I want my left side, which means if I kick on the mask, can I get a left... not quite. If I grab the point, I can get a left side twist going. Alright, so without the mask... By the way, with a 1% fail chance, every time I toggle it on and off, it's making a roll to see if it explodes, or if it crits. Is 3 evasion enough? I don't feel like it is. Yeah. Yep, we're gonna sprint. Yeah, we're gonna have pretty abysmal hit chance, but at least we will be slightly protected. Alright. And... not a single hit. Wonderful. Okay, both medium lasers missed.
Damage is minor.
So that's 1 turn mitigated.
Yes, Commander.
Scorpion. Get in position, and wow. That hit chance. Why do we have that hit chance? That's insane. Alright. Seriously? I think we just hit our stealth. No? We stray shot something. Right? Because the 45 did not hit the Scorpion. Or did it? Did it just hit side? Oh, no, it hit this Scorpion. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Cool. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with the Hunchy. Seeing what's on the field, I'm completely fine with the Hunchy just, you know, standing there, shooting all the things, all the times.
Now.
Cool. So, 2 medium lasers and 2 streak 2s is all we got left. This... we very much high-rolled the mechs. We very much high-rolled the soldier start. But, our mech warriors we kind of low-rolled a bit, and this... well, considering we only actually went for 2 priority picks, this is completely fine, actually. As far as salvage opportunities go. I am absolutely fine with this. Just a complete and total milk run. Kind of disappointing, though.
Mech destroyed.
I mean, do I just drop on another after all? Maybe? Maybe I do?
Let's move.
Yeah, I think I will.
Acknowledged.
I can't let this be the only mission.
Receiving you. Standing by.
Although that does mean that this is not going to be uploaded and ready to go live. Because in order for it to go live at 8 a.m., like I like for them to do, I have to have them uploaded by midnight. Yeah, not gonna quite make that. But it's fine. Actually, I don't mind. It doesn't actually help the minigun hit chance much at all. Getting in closer. Although I would like 3. It's fine.
Moving to position.
2's fine. And Q.
Receiving you.
Alright. Ah, that's problematic, actually. We cannot get line of sight. Oh. Alright, guess we're standing and shooting. Sure.
Roger.
I hope the person we're rescuing isn't in any of the buildings we just destroyed. Alright, Maxim is running.
Awaiting orders.
Maxim is running. And...
He's going down. No
yep.
joy.
It's fine. It's fine.
Standing by.
Alright, stealth. Actually, I want to stay out of the cover. Yeah, like that. Although here, I think I do definitely want to get in there.
No shooting.
get right up in there and just shoot him in the butt. Make him explode, hopefully. Okay, hover propulsion crit, which means he should get less evasion next turn. Assuming he's able to survive until that next turn. Okay. Can't get a shot there. Fireball, again, we want our left side towards the enemy. So we're going to actually kick on the mask. Get 5 evasion. 6 evasion. You know what? I'm fine facing the enemy if we got 6 evasion. Should be fine. Should be fine. I'm actually even going to go Vigilance here. Just to kind of hopefully avoid getting our leg blown off. And we miss everything. Cool. It's fine. Alright. Other 20-tonner. Also running in. Also shooting in the rear.
Target lock on enemy 6.
Nothing. That good old early game.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, I have to shoot past my 20-tonners. What's the worst that'll happen? It'll be fine. Look at that, 34 hit chance.
I'm losing weapon system.
Stray shots. Oh right, I was gonna drop on another mission. Darn. I'm actually gonna give them a turn. Let the hunchback just sit for a minute. Yeah, that was so bad. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. And do I regret it? Nah, not at all.
Systems holding.
What did we even lose actually? Oh, everything. Both medium lasers were on the right or the left side. Huh? Yeah, they were.
Ready for orders.
It's fine though. I mean, yeah. No, actually. Our Ultra is jammed. You know, that tends to happen when you have a weapon with, what was it, 15% jam chance? Something like that? So, I think actually just getting closer is more valuable than shooting in the rear. No reason to not shoot the PVC.
Let's go. Let's go.
Alright. There we go.
Tango.
That did the job. That did the job completely. Alright, so now we should just need to get into the point, and we should evac. Unless the modders have a nasty little surprise for us. Oh, pilot's bleeding out. Amazing. Alright, first aid. So that means the mech warrior is also going to be out for a while, because it's the first mission of the game. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you know what? We made the financial report, yada yada yada. I am going to actually go ahead and end after this mission. And honestly, priority pick, there's not a whole lot interesting. I would probably pick either engine cores to sell or tank parts to... I stand corrected. That's a Heavy Pharaoh. And that's a UAV. This is an amazing thing to have. Alright. And we'd get a Scorpion part. Streak 2s, cool. Standard armor can go. Case can go. Basic sensors. Basic structure. And all of a sudden, we are set for the financial report. Alright, so a little bit of work to get done. I want to bump the hunchback to the top because I'm curious, with the hunchback, with the Heavy Pharaoh, can we actually fit it with those slots? No, I don't think we can. Yeah, 4 additional slots, but if we drop the TSM, we can, actually. And that gives us 2.55 tons. I think my goal with the Hunchy would be to get enough reduction to be able to get a 250 core in there. Does the shop have a 250 core? So that would save us slots because we wouldn't have external engine heat sinks anymore. No, they've got 350. No, okay. Also, the exchanger is a viable option as well, actually, now that I look at it. Obviously, don't do this.
Welcome to the grease.
Don't spend all of your money while you need to repair your stuff and all that. Don't do it. Just don't. But we can now drop 2 of the heat sinks. Throw in the exchanger. I mean, we weren't firing everything all the time, so that's fine. A heat delta of 5, especially early game, completely fine. And yeah, so with that, I think I actually would consider throwing in the mask if we have the slots for it. Which, as long as we drop the TSM, we do. And the mask just does what the TSM was trying to do better. So that will help us close with the enemy and get into optimal range faster. So moving 8 hexes instead of 6 is still a noticeable improvement. But ideally, I would want to get a 250 core. Maybe a 250 core with the mask. Depends on, you know, what we'd be able to do with the structure and gyro and whatever. But yeah. Fun times. I really do enjoy the Mechlab Mondays, but that is the end of it. So, that's been your Mechlab Monday for the week. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.